What's up? This is Drew with Quantum Light Consciousness. Today we're going to talk about how to clear any space. Alright, so I honestly did this video probably about a year ago. I just want to redo it just based off of my personal progression and how I individually see the field and the spiritual space and the energetic space and the level of ascension that the collective is experiencing at this moment in time. I really want to kind of touch on the things that a lot of people kind of leave out, and a lot of people don't exactly expand themselves into, as far as energetic density of the physical body, the light body, integrity, and just the overall capacity as a human being to become more of who you are on a genetic level, holographically, from a living light perspective. Okay, so here we go. All right, the more energy you put out, all right, the stronger you are. Okay, your energy output is only going to increase the level of energy that you're able to hold. Okay, so you kind of feel like if you're sending currently and you've heard the term, oh, don't do this, you're going to become ungrounded. Oh, don't go too far, you're going to be one of those people who are out there. Don't go too far away from Earth. Alright, so it's like, these are the people who have not increased their energy and have not pushed the boundaries of their own mind, of their own heart rate, of their own physical vessels, and their own muscle capacity and tension to rebuild their own cellular structure into a stronger, genetically molecular bonded, super tensile, upgraded holographic DNA form from the galactic center. Alright, so your own energetic strength is the power that you have to actually clear space. Alright, because your strength is actually based off of your own integrity. Alright, and your own integrity is actually crystalline. Alright, it's your light body. It's literal. It's your actual structure. Alright, so who you are is a light being, and your integrity is based off your knowledge of that. Alright, if you know yourself at your very core as a pure light being, just white, blue, and just light, you become that. You become more of that from a God point perspective. Whoever you pray to, you are an embodiment of them as a physical vessel, as a person on a soul level, down to it, from the very depth of your being. That's who you are, and in that actual crystalline structure is where your strength is at. And when you get into that strength, you're actually able to clear any space of wherever you step on the face of the planet Earth. What I'm saying is that I actually do energy work, and I actually do clear the spaces around me, and I can actually see the energy forms clearing up. I can actually clear the sky myself. I can actually move energetic beings out of the way and off into the distant, planes of where I'm at. So I'm not talking from non-experience here. Okay. So the main thing to get is really you understanding you are the tree of life. Okay. If you look at a tree, what it is actually a structure of a fractal, of it's a multiplying geometric structure of itself. Alright, and the tensile strength, the actual integrity of it is itself, just perfectly geometrical. And that's who you are at the center. If you know who you are, you're just yourself times infinite. So it's you can actually push and move anything out the way you want. Alright, so that's what this is about. Okay, so the more energy you put out, the more energy you can hold. Alright, so it's you can use this for any amount of types of modalities that you want. You can clear yourself, you can clear people, you can clear your home, you can clear neighborhoods, you can clear territories as far as the eye can see. So as a light being with the highest integrity in your area, you begin to directly affect the dimension around you. Alright, here's where it gets real, okay? Here's where it gets cosmic. I like to say that because it's being a human isn't just, boring, mundane, only exist how others exist around you, just robot your way through your incarnation. It's really what the Sadhguru like to say. It's being super. Being human isn't ordinary. Being human is super, because every person is actually superhuman. All right. If you look into the actual function of a human body, it's a lot more than just 2 arms, legs. It's actually a multidimensional interface for cosmic intelligence itself. All right. So when you begin to wake up, you basically find out that you're literally becoming your own dimension. All right. So when you raise your vibration and increase your own integrity, you have the capability to affect all the individuals around you. All right. So it's like when you understand that you have actually incarnated from your creator, and then you begin to be able to channel that creator whenever you want. All right. It's like that. And then you actually realize that you are just as big as that creator. Like, you can actually tap into that creator's energy body and walk around the surface of the planet, like zip file, like as far like tiny as a creator being can be, who oversees the universe. That's you walking around the surface of the planet. Like, as small as that can be, picture like a 3,000 foot tall giant. Like, literally, like, that's basically your energy body. Like, that's as high as I've experienced my energy body in one of my past lives. Okay, so it's kind of funny. Like, I was actually in Egypt, and I was walking around Egypt, like, building the pyramids, like, literally levitating pyramids and shooting fireballs out my eyes. And the pyramids were at my ankles, like baby level ankles. Like, the pyramid of Giza, it was this big. All right, it was that big. Okay, so like, you could tap into this consciousness today, like, as you are awake and alive in a human body. All right. So again, it's kind of advanced, but like, I don't know, I get kind of bored of just talking about basic platitude stuff. So, and these things that happen to me, they happen, not because I asked for them. Actually, they happen exactly because I asked for them, because I'm kind of just never satisfied with the basics of at least what is perceived as normal on this planet. So I just kind of feel like that a lot of stuff is missing, because nothing actually makes sense on this planet. So I'm always trying to make sense of stuff. So, and this is also funny, like, these downloads and videos, they also come at like I don't want to say a price, but like at like a point where it's like, well, I can't not say anything now, because I almost spiritually died. Like, literally, I almost like got my vessel taken out, like taken over, like, just because of like me asking questions and not being satisfied. So it's like, it's like, it's just like, I do this out of love for the people. I do this out of love for people who do not have, or may not have, the clarity yet to be asking the questions that I do. So I go ahead and put it together. Okay. So when you wake up, it becomes obvious you're your own dimension. Alright, so when you begin to tap into your own structural integrity of your own crystalline, higher level awareness and energetic capacity, you're basically bringing down a dimension from the higher octaves, let's say 13. You're bringing 13th dimension, like, down here on like a level of third. Alright, so everything around you is like sparkling and higher vibrating frequency of white, blue, angelic light. Okay, when you're completely awake and in your sovereign right to be awake and aware of where you are in your incarnation, knowing that you're not just a human, and knowing that you're actually a fully omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, eternal, multidimensional being. Okay, so when you wake up like this, alright, the entire dimension and a collective of dimensional beings align to your space and of point of view. Alright, so here's what happened the other day. Alright, basically, like, everything becomes mind space. Alright, your mind begins, your galactic, omnipresent multidimensional mind begins to overlay the entire reality of everything you see. So everybody who is non-conscious, like their aspects are running amok because there's a lot of unconscious multidimensional aspects, okay? So it's like everything like shifts and becomes more integrable around you. Alright, so all the molecules organize around you because you are the highest resonating and you are the highest being of most integrity where you exist at, okay, from your point of perspective, which is your actual existence itself as your light body. Alright, so while you're viewing through your light body and you're exuding this new multidimensional energy, and all the beings around you are kind of just going around, you know, their daily bumble, it's kind of like, you know, it's like putting a collective school of fish in a new fish bowl with new water. Alright, so people who have been run on fear like their entire lives, they're kind of going to get in like a like little kick in their step, or they're not going to be as triggered as they were subconsciously when you are around. Like that's the actual attributes of a true light being. Everything around them, everything that they touch just gets better. Alright, because most people, you know, they are not totally aware of their subconscious programming, and their subconscious programming is basically running them on autopilot. Alright, and they're constantly getting triggered. They constantly have thought forms banging on the side or the back of their head. Alright, and they don't know that they're projecting that unconsciously. So when it bangs off them and it hits you, whatever doesn't go through you goes out into the outskirts, so past where you can't even see. You understand? It's like that's how the planet shifts. Like one being wakes up, next being wakes up, next being wakes up, and it's just like it's a critical mass because the bullshit negative frequency turd energy cannot penetrate anybody else anymore, because there's a couple life beings who exist in their own integrity and who are waking everybody up just by existing. Alright, so the people who may not wake up during this modern age of Aquarius, during this age of ascension, during this period of enlightenment, of light coming to the earth from the galactic center, in this period of galactic takeover, of the rights being redistributed and shifted back into the hands of the people, as you can see happening on the government level. The people who may not wake up, I like to call them NPCs. I said this before, it's like, people who just will not just, look at their reality. They just don't ask questions. They're kind of just programmed by the reality. They are their dimension in their own way because they're a part of the unconscious collective dimension. Like, they're capable of being programmed. That's why you call them a non-player character. That's why it's like a video game, because when you wake up, it's like you exist in a huge ecosystem, a huge environment that's living, that's biointelligent, and very interactive with your own intelligence from a divine capacity. And then you look at the awareness that other people want, and you see that, yeah, they're very intelligent in their mundane 3D everyday lives, but like they're totally running programs. They're totally like, I like to call them surface walkers, surface dwellers, because they're never going to leave like their box. They're never going to expand their mind and fly out into space with their own astral body. They're just not going to do that. Alright, they won't ask questions. There's nothing wrong with not asking questions, but like there's a cap. There's stuff that once you go past a certain point, like there's no explaining it. If you're not there and then you're denying shit, like, and your energy isn't there, then it's like completely obvious. And it's just like nothing you can do for the person. So it's like people who are in high school society sandbox Earth, because it's the sandbox. Like, that's what like the unconscious collective is. That's exactly what it is defined as, literally by your higher self. You ask your higher self, let's say, son, it's like a sandbox. It's like it's like you're in kindergarten and you're at daycare, and except when you grow up, you take care of yourself, and you're still a kid, but you don't know it. You just think you're growing up in the third dimensional plane. You're actually not. You're still in kindergarten with all the other kids in daycare, taking care of themselves, and they all have their, they have their toys and whatnot, and it's like, it doesn't get past that unless you question your reality, and then you break the actual chains on your brain, literally energetic chains on your brain, and clear your vessel. Alright, so here's where it comes back to knowing you. Alright, you project your own inner reality from the inside out. Alright, so that's what this blog is about. That's why the tagline is live your own eternal truth. Okay? Because when you have your own knowledge of self, nothing goes through you. Alright? Nothing goes through you. Alright? Like, you feel other people's shit, but eventually it goes away because that's their shit that they're processing or feeling the process. And they're going to process it, or they're going to continue on the loop and reincarnate and process the same shit over and over again. It's not going to be me, I guarantee you that. And you have the priority to exit any being that's, being mischievous, attached to somebody else's vessel, or anything out of your territory that's not for the highest, best good for everybody in that territory. Alright, that's how it works. Alright, so finally, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to exactly how to do that. So when you wake up dimensionally, it's like waking up in a video game. Literally on a video game. If you ever play video games, like, that's exactly how it is. Like, I don't give a shit, like, what anybody says. Because that's exactly what I experience, exactly what a lot of people experience who are awake and who know how to use their actual third eye for actually what the magnificent piece of biohardware that it really is, okay? You wake up, it's like an evolutionary, multidimensional video game that's self-aware and alive, and you are the creator, first player, user, like Tron, alright? So when you dimensionally wake up, you become aware that you exist on a platform, alright? And this platform is floating on dimensional water, okay? So, as I say in my other videos, it's like, the universe is self-aware, and the fluid of space-time is a self-aware superfluid, okay? And the entire universe is like an oceanic realm. Alright, so right now I'm staring at a field, okay? But I know that this dimensional realm is actually underwater, okay? So right now I'm going to try to explain to you that you're a fish and you're underwater. Or you may be above water. However, you're still in water, wherever you may be in your development. Alright, so when I'm looking out at this field is air and ground, right? Except the air is actually fluidic, okay? So when I look up, alright, I see clouds. However, I know clouds also go by the same fluid dynamics of water, alright, because everything is fluid in the universe, alright? So when I personally close my eyes and look up, it's like I look up and it's like a portal straight all the way up into the cosmos, okay? It's like the Aurora Borealis, except it's like vertically a portal, okay? So, where you are at, you float on your own dimensional, like, platform. That's also a stargate, that's also a portal, okay? And this platform is your own dimensional mind space, alright? I actually spoke about this in my other video, how to control and clear the mind. Check that out, where I first figured this out and implemented it. Now that I actually began to master it, I'm going to go ahead and continue here. So on this platform, you can actually expand it as far as you want, as far as you can control your energy. So it's very important to have that integrity, alright? So you guys can see this. Alright, look. This is your platform. It encompasses your entire body. You stand at the center. Alright, you stand at the center there. Alright? And, if you can control the fluid above that platform, that superfluid space-time, above that platform, on any space, you can clear any space. Like literally, you can key in on any space with your third eye. All right, you go in like a hawk, like a golden hawk, a golden eye. You go in like a point of perception, a specific point of perception, and view anything that you want to clear. View your house. Just basically pretend like you're in a video game, like a RPS, like a real-time strategy simulator game. All right. You basically view your house, and you put the platform under your house, and then you clear it. All right. However, you want to start with yourself. All right. So beginning. This represents your auric field. All right, this represents you and the space that goes through you and around you. All right. Now, becoming a master is being able to control the fluid energy that goes through you and around you, including the energy that is you and the people who are in that energy, or what is in that energy. Okay, so I'm not just making this stuff up. I actually get these metaphors from my specific experience in dream time, where I've been having this recurring dream. I'm like, I'm like watching myself, like literally, like in a tub and then getting up and walking out of it. It's like until you learn to get up on your 2 feet and get up out the bathtub or out of the baby pool, like literally, that's when you become like a being that is capable of controlling an entire field of an entire area, or being a point of reference for your higher self to adjust territories and be of service to the collective. When you begin like clearing spaces, like you have to start where you're at. After you clear yourself, you basically clear your house. It becomes evident that like there's a lot of darkness around you. There's tech devices perpetually bringing in dark portals everywhere, like literally through everything, through every one of whatever tech devices exists in any type of like contraption that is made as. So it's like when you begin to master this platform, you're basically walking on the quantum field. It's an extension of the quantum field. It's a piece of the quantum field, and you're on that as your own personal real estate of the quantum field. So when you're spitting that energy with that geometry under your feet, you're going to see the dark portals, the doorways, the exit points where it's like septic energy and dark energy and shit, artificial energy, like trying to make its way into like the actual dimension of where we all exist at as humans. So the way to clear this is kind of like, get active in your own space. Like you could walk around and create a conduit and clear with sage. All right. So here's what I do. Like literally, all right, with your platform under your feet, all right, you like walk like infinity, like walk like a triple infinity, and you can do whatever. Like you can do Tai Chi, or you can wave sage, or you can do I don't know, yoga stretches. Do whatever you want, but as you walk this triple infinity, or as you walk around your space, you can do anything. You could clean your space. You could actually move stuff around. Do what you need to get done around your house. Just make sure that you're active and you're moving. And when you're moving, just make sure that you feel yourself moving in an upward fashion. So as you move up on your platform, you exit out any type of entrance points that any types of dark openings or portals perpetually generated by these devices. They won't be able to exist around you at all. You'll be able to see that it's not going to be possible for those types of energies to exist in your space at all. All right. So when I look at a tech device, what I see is it's like how you're in it. Say you're standing in a dark room, all right, and there's light outside the room, all right. So you can see the light coming in through the bottom crack of the door, all right. But it's reversed when you look at a tech device. Alright, it's like a dark crack, and it's like darkness coming out the crack of a door. I see that at the top of every tech device. It's like, it's not a joke. Like, every single fucking tech device is a dark portal. So, make sure you spin your energy and you clear that space. Alright, so, like, that's it. Like, basically, that's how you do it. So here's the big time stuff. Alright, so with that platform, alright, you're an omnipresent, omnipotent being. So you utilize this platform as far as you can take it dimensionally, that you feel comfortable in expanding yourself as. Alright, so put this same platform under your house. Alright, put it under your house. Alright, and then ground it to Gaia. Alright, and then put a sphere around it, and then put a Merkaba in that sphere, and spin that Merkaba. And that's going to clear and shift the dimensional energy with love and light. When you bring the light in, when you allow that energy to spin and harmonize and create a vortex within those rotating geometries, okay, that those spiral geometries create a cyclone effect, a counter-rotating cyclone effect. And with your knowledge of the air in your own environment, on the earth you lived in your entire life, you can kind of empathize on how that would clear any type of energy out of your energy, especially if you mastered your own energy. Like, this is how it works. This is how you literally clear any space. Okay? So make sure you connect with the sky as well. You need to know, like, your Gaian roots of, like, it's not just like earth living. Like, the sky is actually alive. Alright, so when I say the air, I mean the air has an intelligence. Alright, the air actually is made up of elemental beings that actually clear the air when you call them. Space itself is alive. Her name is Nui. Alright, the ancient Egyptian goddess for the eternal sky. Alright, she's the best. Alright, so connect with the sky. Understand everything is cosmically intelligent as you are, and you can't go wrong. Alright. So one more territory clearing exercise that I just started doing myself. So here's what I do. I stand in the pillar of light, alright, and I spin my energy like a cyclone. So basically, if you ever seen like Jet Li like do his energy work, where he's standing there like in this crazy pose and he's spinning his shit and he's spinning his energy, basically can intuitively look at that and see that guy is standing in a huge tornado, a massive tornado, like he's got energy flowing around him that expands like literally like a quarter mile out. So basically, I'm not saying become a Tai Chi master. I'm saying just stand in your own energy. Understand yourself as a pillar of light, and then spin your own energy counterclockwise, which is this way. Alright? Whichever way you're looking at it from where you're watching the phone, this is the way it spins. Alright? Alright? Counterclockwise, right to left. And picture that energy spinning upwards as a pillar of light. And then use your arms in the Tai Chi like flow, and just throw throw energy around your entire sphere. Throw energy around your entire pillar. Alright, until that energy like goes all the way around your entire territory. This is what I do. Like, when I do it, I feel a literal boom go off in my field. It's like I can't even describe it. It's like literally, like, if you ever heard of a fighter jet do a sonic boom, that's literally how it sounds, except it's on your inner atmosphere.